All right, so we're standing here today. We're having this bin redone. This bin is built in 1977, if my math is right. Makes it about 48 years old. It's great shape, but kind of obsolete in its own right. It had no aeration floor in it, so we're going to put an aeration floor in it. We're going to go and put an unload tube out of the bottom, and then we're going to add 4 rings to the bottom of it if all goes well. It'll make it a little more usable, versatile bin. Should take them a day or two and they'll have it done. Should put about, I think, 1,500 bushel more capacity to this bin, bringing it close to a 4,000 bushel bin. A small bin by today's standards, but it's kind of a shame to tear it down and not utilize it either. So we'll put it to work. So right now we've been storing small grains, either oats and wheat in there. With the addition of the aeration floor, we're hoping to be able to store some soybeans in there also during fall or for over winter. The plan is to put wheat in there right now and use that for short-term storage, and then come October when we take the beans off to have the wheat sold and be able to put beans in there and then store them through spring next year. So we've got all different pieces of the bin scattered around right now. This here is the aeration floor that'll go in. It'll sit on some stilts, so to say, in the side of the bin, and then the grain actually sits on top of this, and we can blow air in underneath through these holes to help dry the grain out. These will all be little panels that'll get turned 90 degrees and set flat in the bin. If you look outside, the panels for the bin are sitting there in a horseshoe shape right now. Those are all the additional panels to put onto the bin.
Like, this is too interesting.
Oh, not just. There we go.
All right, so here we are. We're going to combine some wheat. We just did a test pass, pulled a sample. We're going to see what she tests out at. I got my good old handy dandy tester here, handheld tester. Take a scoopful of wheat. Filler level full. Thread that on until the button there on the middle is flat. And now we hit the test button. I don't know if you can see it or not. All of a sudden it'll change. And it says 13.8. That's what she comes back at. Let's go. We want to be below 15. We'd like to be between 13 or so, around. And so we'll hammer some wheat off. It's nothing better on a 100-degree day to be out here sitting in a combine. The question was asked, how many acres do I plant of wheat and why? Or what's the percentage versus wheat to corn and soybeans, for an example? And I kind of base it off what I need for straw, needs for my cattle. It's a cash crop. The wheat itself is a cash crop for me, the grain is. The straw we use for bedding, I need a percentage of bedding a certain amount of bedding every year for under the cows and to keep the cattle dry. And we do sell some for landscape straw and whatnot also. So that acreage, usually for me, it's about 50 to 60 acres of small grains a year, whether it's wheat, oats, or rye, or winter rye. Most of it being wheat. We do grow some winter rye for cover crop needs, and then a little bit of oats for cover crop seed, also for the same thing, and or for some feed, some oats acres. The other advantage to me growing wheat is we come in and cover crop all these acres. In a couple weeks we'll come back in and we'll drill in a crop of oats, barley, peas, and winter rye for a cover crop, and we'll be able to cut that yet this fall for forage. So I have bumped my acres up a little bit just because I can get a little extra forage out of it, and I can reduce my alfalfa needs or grass hay needs for the cows because I can use this cover crop as feed. which kind of allows me to grow more corn or beans, or maybe even more wheat, so to say. It's a balancing act. It is somewhat based off the amount of straw we get, but there are other varying factors in it. And it is a very complicated question. All right, so we're gonna test the moisture once more here. $13.5. That's a go. That's what we want to see. So it gets grasshoppers too. Look at them all down in there. It's amazing. On some years you'll have thousands of grasshoppers, hundreds of thousands of grasshoppers in there. It's unbelievable. And I don't know how they make it through the thrashing mechanism alive. But all that grain is going through like a 3/16 to a 1/4 inch gap to get thrashed out inside that combine. And those grasshoppers still make it through alive. Tough little buggers they are. A couple kernels down in there. It seems like it always carries a few out. So make an adjustment and away we go. And the straw, believe it or not, is almost dry enough to bale. The other day when I started 6 days ago, the straw was still green. Is the cylinder inside the machine takes a head of grain like this and rolls it, so to say, like that, and then all the kernels come out. And there's a fan in there and it's shaking it at the same time, and it pops all the kernels out. One of the other things we're looking for is when we're combining now, we'll come across and we'll look for heads, and we'll make sure there's nothing in them. So this one's a better example. We want to make sure there's no kernels left in there. We want to make sure everything's been taken out. And you look at all of them, all the different heads coming out of the machine, you want to make sure they're clean, that there's no seeds left in them. And those are all clean, they're all been beaten out. Hurry up, I need that freaking bin. No.
Full.
She's about 2 feet to the top. So another 3 bin fulls, combine fulls, we'll have her full. Well, then on to the new bin. So they better have her done by Wednesday. Here we go. Last time we'll ever see it clean. $300 bushel wagon takes only about 8 minutes to unload, dumping into that bin. That's all, folks.